So this moment, let us hear you. Let me be the mouthpiece. Reveal the message, the truth. We thank you for such a wonderful week we had, the revival. We thank you, Lord. Anything, many message. And continue to bless us as we're going through each moment of our lives. Give us wisdom to speak unto unknown people. Give us love to love one another. Give us a peaceful time to worship you and listen to your message. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Whisper and pray. Okay, Book of Samuel, 1 Samuel, chapter 3. This is a continuous message from the Mother's Day message we did. Hannah prayed unto God, please give me a boy, baby boy. And she did. Now what the baby boy did, that is chapter 3. And the child Samuel ministered unto the Lord before Eli. Anybody else got 1 Samuel? Let me try this. Let's all stand as reading on the tab. Let's go. I'm sorry. I try to be like my tongue. 1 Samuel chapter 3, verse 1. And the child Samuel ministered unto the Lord before Eli. And the word of the Lord was precious in those days. There was no open vision. It came to pass that time that Eli was laid down in his place. His eyes began to wax dim, and he could not see. And ere the lamp of the God went out in the temple of the Lord, where the ark of the God was, and Samuel was laid down to sleep. That the Lord called Samuel, and he answered, Here am I. And he ran unto Eli, and said, Here am I. For thou callest me. And he said, I called not, lie down again. So he went down and lay down. And the Lord called yet again Samuel. And Samuel rose and went to Eli, and said, Here am I, for thou didst call me. He answered, I called not, my son. Lay down again. Now Samuel did not yet know the Lord, neither was the word of the Lord yet revealed unto him. And the Lord called Samuel again the third time, and he arose and went to Eli, and he said, Here am I, for thou didst call me. And Eli perceived that the Lord had called the child. Therefore Eli said unto Samuel, Go lie down, and it shall be, if he call thee, thou shalt say, Speak, Lord, for thy servant heareth. So Samuel went and lay down in his place. And the Lord came and stood and called as the other time, Samuel, Samuel. Then the Samuel answered, Speak, for thy servant heareth. Have a seat. Young child Samuel. Some people said he was in teenager. I don't think he was. Wait, okay, let's go back, right? When the hand had a baby and dedicate that baby boy unto the temple and left that child with Eli, high priest. Okay, let's go to the chapter 1, go back to the same book, chapter 1, verse 11. And she hung about the bow and said, Lord of hosts, if thou wilt indeed look on affliction of thy handmaid, and remember me, not forgetting thy handmaid, but wilt give unto thine handmaid a man-child, then I will give him unto the Lord all the days of his life. There shall no razor come upon his head. Baby boy, God, if I have a baby boy, I'll give this baby boy unto the temple. His Hannah was having a hard time having a baby and desired to have a baby. Not only a baby boy. So, verse 20, same chapter, what God said. Same chapter, verse 20 said, Wherefore it came to pass, the time was come about after Hannah had conceived, she bare a son. And they called his name Samuel, saying, Because I have asked him of the Lord. Hannah got pregnant with a baby. And the baby was a boy, just like Hannah requested. So, what her prayer was, if I have a man-child, then I will give him unto the Lord. So, every year, husband and wife went to temple once a year to worship. But that year, Hannah did not go. Look at the verse 22. Let's start with 21. The man, Elkanah, verse 21. And the man of Elkanah and all his house went up offer the Lord the yearly sacrifice and his vow. And Hannah went not up, for she said unto her husband, I will not go up until the child be weaned. Then I will bring him. He may appear before the Lord, there abide forever. Told her husband, this baby is so little, I cannot separate right now. This child needs mother, nursing, mother and child. That was a message of Mother's Day. Beautiful prayer, beautiful scene, beautiful love of Hannah. And then comes the time, verse 24. And when she had weaned him, she took him up with her with 3 bullocks, offered of flowers and bottled wine, brought him unto the house of the Lord of Shiloh. The child was young. I don't know, 3 years old, 4 years old. Young age, but Hannah prayed, made a vow with God. This boy child will stay with you in the temple. So Hannah had to leave that child in the temple. But remember, husband and Hannah come to the temple every year, once a year. Look at the next chapter, chapter 2, verse 19. Moreover, his mother made him a little coat, brought it him from year to year when she came up, husband to offer the yearly sacrifice. Mother never forget this baby. So Samuel grew up in the temple, and the mother came to visit, just to visit, with a special gift. She made this coat all year long. Think about Samuel. Think about how much he grew. We're talking about 10 years apart. Those little kids anymore. The teenager come up to me and say, hey, time is changing the person. But Samuel grew up in his wisdom. Look at the chapter 2, verse 26. And the child Samuel grew on, was in favor both in the Lord and also with men inside the temple. He grew. That was before the story. Hannah had a baby, and the baby grew up 2 or 3 years old. When the weaned, then went to the temple, like a boarding school, right? So, in the school system, that is a temple, he worked for Eli, the priest. That's the chapter 3 start. And the child Samuel ministered unto the Lord before Eli. The word of the Lord was precious on these days. There was no open vision. The word was not here to the people. Eli and his family had some serious problem. I'm not going to there, it's beside the story. But the people and God, there's so much distance. No one hearing the voice of God. And it came to pass that time when Eli was laid down in his praise, his eyes began to wax dim, that he could not see. Eli's get up on age. Or on this one said, eyes began to wax dim. It's not, well, it's talking about eyes, cataract, whatever. But more than that, we're talking here that family is doing the wrong thing. Eli cannot see what was going on inside the temple. And here the Lamb of God went out in the temple of the Lord. That is the main duty for the priest, to keep the fire. Fire is a light. Now, temple building, it's not like we have a big window. Very dark. Inside the building, you have to have a light. And the switch on, switch off. Well, you can do that here. For about many, many years ago, you didn't have electricity. It is an old lamp. The light, what's this lamp? Only the Lamb of God, what it says, went out in the temple of the Lord. Where the ark of God was, and Samuel also was laid down to sleep. Okay, that's the stage set up. And then what happened? Samuel heard something. He was deep sleep, maybe snoring. Some Bible said he was a teenager, some people said he was 10 or 12. We don't know. Young age, but enough to understand. Look at the chapter 2 we just read. Samuel grew up in the sight of the Lord and in the sight of men. That's verse 26. So he grew some, I would say teenager, like a one's age. Pick on because you played my guitar. He was deep sleep and heard something. Someone called his name, Samuel. First thought came to his mind was, oh, my boss is calling. Right? In the midnight, who else will call? So he ran to the Eli and said, Lord, what do you need? And Eli said, I didn't call. What are you talking about? You go back to sleep. That was the first time. In verse 6, again he called. Verse 6 said, and the Lord called yet again Samuel. And Samuel arose and went to Eli, said, here am I, for you called me. But Eli said, I didn't call you. You go back to sleep. Now verse 7. Look at verse 7. Now Samuel did not yet know the Lord, neither was the word of the Lord yet revealed unto him. But yet he heard the Lord call. I'm so glad there's young people here. This is the message of the young people. Amen. Young people knows everything. Right here. They don't have to look at the screen, text. I cannot do that. They don't know the Lord, nor heard the call. But one night, God called Samuel. One day, God's going to call Noah, Cortez, Lex, one, Calvin, everybody. Like this. This screen lights up. Right? Your friend's name, call it. If you don't like that friend, what you going to do? Put it down? Or ignore? Okay. That's what we're talking about. One night, Samuel was deep sleep, and ding, somebody called. Look at it. It said from God. Then what you want? That's a serious decision. First time, Samuel thought that was boss, you called me. No, I didn't call. Second time, boss, you called me again. No, that wasn't me. Third time, ding, look at it. It said Lord, Lord. That's my boss. So Samuel did what? Went to Eli. Look at the verse 8. And the Lord called Samuel. Again the third time, and he arose and went to Eli and said, Here am I, that thou didst call me. And look at this time, verse 8. Eli perceived that the Lord had called the child. Eli himself, the priest, thinking something is different with this child. So Eli said unto Samuel, Go lie down, and it shall be, if he call thee, thou shalt say, Speak, Lord, for thy servant hears. So Samuel went lay down his praise. Eli said, Next time ding, and you see the Lord, don't come to me. I'm the boss of you, but this Lord is different Lord. It's a real one. You're getting a call from up there. And said, next time he screamed by himself, you just reply. He said, I am here. I'm listening. Verse 9 again. Therefore Eli said unto Samuel, Go lie down. It shall be, if he call thee, thou shalt say, Speak, Lord, thy servant heareth. So Samuel went and lay down in his praise. And the Lord came and stood. Oh, did I see that? It said the Lord came and stood. Called as a child. Samuel. Then Samuel answered, Speak, for thy servant hears. Now this time, he is talking, direct line is right here. Talking to God. Now, one thing, you carry the cell phone, right? If you carry the cell phone, make sure your service is there. I was on the way to Mountain View. There's a few places, just go before the Mountain View going down way in the mountain. There's no service. I was talking to Ty, and I was talking to Ty a long time, and he's not answering. What's going on? Call was dropped a long time ago. I was just talking. Nobody. You know what I mean? Connection has to there. Now, when the lights up, and the Lord said, I want to talk to you. Samuel has a word. Said, Here am I. Speak. The question is, our mission, the plan, plan is like we read the June, or the month of June, we do Sunday, do this, another Sunday, do that. That's a plan. we call mission. We're getting the mission. Okay, plan, I planned it. God has a different plan. And God's plan is perfect. Year of 2000, I was on the way to work. I was a bricklayer. So on the way to work, I had to leave house like 4:30. I had to drive on that job, I was driving 2 hours. From Mountain View to Little Rock, you check. That is over 100 miles. And Mountain View, you know that. You don't drive that 65 miles. And on the way there, I had chest pain. I cannot hold on to the steering wheel. So I was driving like this. I turned around. I had to come back. My chest pain got eased, so maybe I can make it. So I turned around again and got bad, so turned right back to the house. That was the beginning of my heart problem, open heart surgery, collapsed lung. Like next 15 days, I was riding the ambulance 5 times, stayed in the hospital over 10 days. It just crashed my life. I saw the bricklayer with open heart surgery. My life is over, my family is over. All gone. But that was God's plan. I can say easier when I look back. But at that time, I went through depression. I was in bad shape. Church had a fundraiser and took care of the medical bills. I had a wonderful support system. It's great. But you don't know, just like here, Samuel went to Eli. You must have called me. No, it was God calling me. So let's open Romans chapter 8. Let's go to the New Testament, way back in the back of the back. John, Acts, and Romans. Romans chapter 8. Romans chapter 8, verse 28. And he knows that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. According to his. Actually, this is the verse. My bricklayer company's boss came into my hospital bed. I was laying down ICU 3 days and just came out, and he came to visit me and said, Romans 8, verse 28. He said, oh yeah, it's easy for you to say. So, he was a great boss and helped me out from there a long, long time. We're still good friends. But it said, we know that all things work together good to them that love God. Now, love God means, if you love somebody, what? You talk to that person, right? You have information, you have a connection with that person. If you love God, you read the Bible, you listen to the Word. What God wants. That's what the person loves God. To them who are called according to his purpose. There is a purpose in your life. And this is what we're talking about. Verse 29, for whom he did foreknow, that he also did predestinate to be conformed in the image of his Son. He might be the firstborn among many brothers. Many people are stuck on this predestinate. They deny God's control. Predestinate, that doesn't mean we are just a puppet. God will control everything. We don't have any choice. That's not true. God did not choose you as going to heaven. God did not choose you as you going to hell. That's not the predestination. Predestination here Paul is talking about is God has a plan. God's future is in His plan. That's what the predestinate is. Okay, then what my choice? I will choose left step. Oh yeah, that is God's plan already. If that's so, I'm going to choose right step. Still God is in control because God's plan is whole things. Whatever your choice you make, still God's plan. If it's good plan, sometimes. If it's bad plan, then you have to pay some consequences. That's the predestination. Your choice is not only one thing. Your choice is many things, but still it's in God's hand. That's called predestination. You cannot get out of God's hand. And it says, moreover, whom He did predestinate them to also call. Who He called them, He also justified. And whom He justified, them He also glorified. Listen, Samuel got called. He called, right? And then called, next step is justified. Right here. When the screen opens up, that's God called. You answer it, or you throw it away, you push ignore. Remember, everything is inside of predestination. But the call then justified, that is, start, green button, pick it up, listen. In the church, you step forward, come to the altar, and ask God, cleanse my sin. How can you get justified? You're telling God, I'm a good girl. Yes, I'm a good boy. Do you think that justifies God's presence? No. Only justification you can get is the blood of Jesus Christ, who died on the cross just for you. That's called justification. But He did not stop at the justification. Justification, then what? Glorified. How do you get glorified? How do you get holy? How do you get cleansed and cleansed and cleansed? The Holy Spirit dwell in your heart. That is called glorified. That is called when the singing, when the praise in the name. It's a direct line go up to heaven. Without this direct line, you're just making noise. People, there's a difference. Joyful noise and just a noise. If you're making the noise, make it joyful noise unto the Lord. That is glorified. And this morning, I want you to have, the calling is yours. It's a time. Decide you want to push red or green. Red or green. That is the time to decide. Let's all stand.